Have you ever found yourself in a heated argument with your spouse, wondering afterward if there was a better way to handle the situation? Do you feel like every discussion turns into a fight, leaving you frustrated and looking for peace? If you and your partner often find yourselves in arguments and can't seem to find a solution anywhere, then you're in the right place. We will give you 7 ways to handle your conflicts peacefully. Let's get started. 7. Talk directly. Talking directly to someone when you have an issue is one of the most effective ways to resolve conflicts peacefully. This approach involves addressing the person involved in the conflict face-to-face, rather than sending messages through texts or emails, which can often lead to misunderstandings. Imagine you're upset because your partner forgot to do an important household task. Instead of sending a critical text message, which could escalate into a heated exchange, approach them directly. Find a calm moment and express your feelings clearly and respectfully. You might say, "I felt overwhelmed when the task wasn't completed because it left me with too much to handle on my own. Can we talk about how to make sure this doesn't happen again?" This method allows both parties to express their thoughts and feelings immediately and prevents the kind of resentment that can build up when issues aren't addressed openly. By talking directly, you show respect for the other person and give them the opportunity to respond or explain, which can lead to a quicker and more effective resolution. 6. Choose a good time. Choosing the right time to discuss a conflict is crucial for a peaceful resolution. It's important to pick a moment when both you and the other person are not preoccupied, stressed, or in a rush. This ensures that both parties are mentally and emotionally prepared to engage in a meaningful conversation. For example, let's say you need to discuss your frustration with your spouse about how household chores are distributed. Instead of bringing up the topic late at night when you're both tired from the day's work, plan to talk over the weekend morning coffee when you're relaxed and have the time to delve into the discussion without interruptions. This timing allows both of you to be more receptive and understanding towards each other's viewpoints. It also minimizes the likelihood of the conversation turning into a fight due to fatigue or other stresses. By choosing a conducive time, you show consideration for each other's emotional state and readiness to solve the issue, which can make the conversation more productive and less confrontational. 5. Plan ahead. Planning ahead before addressing a conflict is a strategic approach that can lead to more constructive and peaceful resolutions. This involves thinking through what you want to say, anticipating potential responses, and considering the best ways to convey your feelings and needs without escalating the situation. For example, suppose you're upset with your partner for not spending enough quality time with you. Instead of impulsively confronting them in a moment of frustration, take some time to organize your thoughts. Plan to discuss your feelings at a time when both of you are free from other distractions. You could start by acknowledging the positives, such as appreciating the hard work they do, and then express your feelings using I statements to avoid sounding accusatory. You might say, "I feel a bit lonely these days because we haven't had much us time. I love being with you. So could we look at our schedules and set some time aside for just the two of us?" By planning your approach, you ensure the discussion remains focused on resolving the conflict rather than devolving into blame or anger. This method helps articulate your needs clearly and respectfully, increasing the likelihood of both parties understanding each other's perspectives. It also prepares you to respond calmly to their reactions, whether they are defensive or supportive, fostering a dialogue that can strengthen the relationship rather than strain it. 4. Avoid blame and name-calling. Avoiding blame and name-calling is crucial in conflict resolution because it helps maintain respect and open lines of communication. When emotions run high, it's easy to fall into the trap of blaming the other person for everything that's wrong or resorting to hurtful labels. But this only escalates tensions and can lead to resentment. For example, imagine you're frustrated with your partner because they haven't been helping much with household responsibilities. Instead of saying, "You're so lazy and selfish, you never help around the house," try a more constructive approach. Focus on the behavior and its effects, not on the person's character. You could say, "I've noticed I've been taking on most of the housework, and I'm feeling really overwhelmed. Can we talk about a way to distribute these tasks more fairly?" This approach avoids making the other person defensive and opens up the conversation for a productive discussion about solutions. It shifts the focus from casting blame to understanding each other's perspectives and finding mutual ground. By expressing how their actions make you feel, rather than accusing them of being a certain type of person, you foster a more empathetic and cooperative environment. This is key to resolving conflicts in a way that strengthens the relationship, rather than harming it. 3. Give information, not interpretations. Giving information rather than interpretations during a conflict is about clearly expressing your own experiences and feelings without assuming the intentions or motives behind another person's actions. This method emphasizes factual statements and personal feelings, which can prevent misunderstandings and reduce defensiveness. For example, consider a scenario where your partner often comes home late without informing you, and you feel upset about it. Instead of accusing them of being inconsiderate or assuming they don't value spending time with you, address the issue by sharing your own feelings and the impact of their actions. You could say, "When you come home late without telling me, I feel worried and left out. It makes it hard for me to plan our evenings together. Could we perhaps agree on a way for you to let me know if you'll be late?" This way, you're not assigning blame or guessing their reasons, which could lead to conflict escalation. Instead, you're providing clear information about how their behavior affects you, making it easier for them to understand your perspective and possibly adjust their actions. This approach encourages open communication and fosters a problem-solving attitude, allowing both partners to discuss practical solutions without emotional barriers. It's a constructive way to express needs and concerns that respects both parties' viewpoints and promotes harmony in relationships. 2. Listen actively. Active listening is a vital component of effective communication, especially when resolving conflicts. It involves fully concentrating on what the other person is saying, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. This practice demonstrates respect and care, which can significantly diffuse tensions during disagreements. For example, suppose your partner is expressing frustration about feeling overloaded with household chores. Instead of planning your defense or interrupting, focus on really hearing what they're saying. Show that you are listening by maintaining eye contact, nodding, and avoiding distractions like checking your phone. After they finish speaking, reflect back what you heard to ensure you understood correctly. You might say, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed because you've been managing most of the chores on your own, and it's starting to wear you down. Is that right?" This approach not only confirms that you have heard and understood their perspective, but it also gives your partner an opportunity to correct any misunderstandings. By actively listening, you make the other person feel valued and acknowledged, which can lower defenses and lead to more open and productive conversations. It paves the way for both partners to explore solutions together, knowing that their feelings and viewpoints have been truly heard. 1. Work together on solutions. Working together on solutions is a crucial step in resolving conflicts peacefully. It involves collaborative problem-solving, where both parties contribute ideas and work towards a mutual agreement that addresses everyone's concerns. This approach not only resolves the immediate issue, but also strengthens the relationship by building trust and cooperation. For example, suppose you and your partner disagree about how to spend your shared budget. Instead of insisting on your own plans or dismissing theirs, propose a collaborative discussion to find a solution that suits both of your needs. You might start the conversation with, "I know we both have different priorities for our budget this month. How about we list our top priorities and see where there's overlap? Maybe we can allocate funds to ensure both our needs are met." This method allows both of you to feel heard and respected, making it more likely to reach a solution that neither feels imposed upon the other. During the discussion, keep the conversation constructive by focusing on specific and actionable steps, like creating a list of expenses or setting up a monthly budget meeting to review finances. Thank you for joining us as we explored 7 ways to resolve conflicts peacefully. If you found these tips helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more useful guides and insights on improving your relationships.